Welcome to this edition of the Native News Update. I'm your host for today's program, Paul Demain. Many of the stories that we have here can be found at our website at IndianCountryNews.com, where your online membership or donation helps support the development of this television station. Here's some of the news articles from the day from the Associated Press and other Native American news sources. The driver in a fatal 2007 crash in Buffalo County of South Dakota has pled guilty to involuntary manslaughter in a federal court in Pierre. Eric Voice Jr. of Fort Thompson was driving an SUV that ran off a highway and rolled several times near Fort Thompson on the Crow Creek Reservation. The September 27, 2007 accident killed Zane Azor of Rapid City. Both men were thrown from the vehicle. The maximum possible punishment against Voice is the 6 years in prison. A former boxer has pled guilty to first-degree manslaughter for killing his 3-year-old daughter, who suffered a broken collarbone and ribs, brain bleeding, and a lacerated liver. Guy Maybe of the Seneca Indian Nation's Allegheny Reservation in New York faces up to 20 years in prison under the plea deal in Cattaraugus County Court this month. Authorities says 3-year-old Ayanna Doris died last March 21st. Her mother, 32-year-old Stephanie Pierce, pled guilty in September to criminal negligent homicide. District Attorney Edward Sharkey says 26-year-old Maybe is a former boxer who used his hands to kill his daughter. Maybe is scheduled to be sentenced April 6. Pierce's sentencing is a week earlier. The Environmental Protection Agency has recommended lifting the boil order for the rest of the homes in and around the Omaha reservation town of Macy in Nebraska. The EPA said in a news release this week that tests showed the absence of harmful bacteria and adequate levels of chlorination. The EPA approved the water supply for all but about 20 homes on January 16th. Now those homes, which are generally south of Macy, can cease boiling their water before using it as well. The problems arose while the town of Macy's broken water system was being replaced. According to the newspaper Spilyatamo, the Confederated Tribes of the Warm Springs will host the 3rd annual All Tribes United Conference. The all-day conference will be held at the Canita Resort on February 26th and will focus on youth and the threat of illegal drugs. Speakers include Ron Mullins, law enforcement specialist on meth awareness, and Dave Parnell, a motivational speaker on meth prevention. There is no registration fee, but you do need to be pre-registered to attend the conference. You can email wmiller@wstribes.org for more information. The Blackfeet Tribes said it has signed a new oil and gas exploration deal for the reservation. The tribe said it is seeking an increase in its production and that oil drilling already is underway on the western edge of the reservation. Rosetta Resources, Inc. of Houston, Texas, announced in a news release during late January that it had signed a 5-year exploration option with the tribe and the Bureau of Indian Affairs to explore for oil on approximately 200,000 acres of the Albertan Basin. The tribe says the deal will provide much-needed revenue for the Blackfeet tribe. The operator of the Seminoles tribe's Hard Rock hotels and casinos told a Florida House committee February 2nd that the state can immediately use $288 million and will soon have another 45,000 jobs if the gambling agreement Governor Charlie Crist signed with the tribe stays in place. James Allen, the Seminole Gaming CEO and chairman of the Seminole Hard Rock International, told a House committee that the tribe is working on plans to expand its Florida hotels and casinos, and it estimates the projects will add $4.5 billion to the state's economy when finished. His job projection includes almost 12,000 people hired by the tribe and another 34,000 jobs created indirectly. The mayors of Phoenix, Tempe, and Scottsdale, Arizona are forming a partnership with a local tribe to help transform a popular Phoenix park into a desert jewel. comparable to New York Central Park and Golden Gate Park in San Francisco, California. The goals of the partnership between the cities and the Salt River Pima Maricopa Indian community include promoting Papago Park's historical and archaeological assets while exploring the grounds for still uncovered Indian ruins, conserving land within the park, and turning it into a national center for ecotourism. The expansive desert park is currently home to the Phoenix Zoo, the Desert Botanical Garden, fishing lagoons, hiking trails, and is even the final resting place for George W.P. Hunt, Arizona's first governor. Phoenix Tempe and Scottsdale have agreed to invest in a new vision for the park and plan to work with the Salt River Tribe and a consultant to formulate a master plan. The tribe is covering more than half of the $500,000 consulting fee. If you're getting ready to head out on the powwow circuit this weekend, we have a couple for you. There's the 71st Lincoln's Birthday Powwow at the Longhouse in Warm Springs, Oregon this weekend. The Indian Education Powwow, February 13th at the American Indian Magnet School in St. Paul, Minnesota. The 42nd Odaw Hum Tush citywide powwow there, citywide event at the Casa Grande, Arizona. The Spring Festival Powwow, February 13th through 15th. It's behind the church in Orange Springs, Florida. The Midwinter Powwow at the elementary school at Net Lake, Minnesota. The Dighton Intertribal Council is holding another powwow, February 14th at the Council Hall in Dighton, Massachusetts. The 10th Winter Benefit Powwow at the Edison High School, that's on February 14th in Stockton, California. We've got the hand drum contest coming up on the 14th as well at the LCO Casino and Convention Center in Hayward, Wisconsin. The 11th Cherish the Children Powwow, February 14th and 15th at the Central High School Gym in St. Paul, Minnesota. The Indian Council Winter Powwow at the Kansas City Community College in Kansas City on February 14th. And finally, the 12th United San Antonio Powwow, February 14th and 15th at the Crossroads Convention Center Mall in San Antonio, Texas. Those are all coming up for the weekend, the 13th through the 15th there. So if you're making plans to get out on a road, there you go. And that's the latest roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. We want to thank our underwriters for helping us with this broadcast and our digital mall partners, powwows.com, nativeview.com, nishtv.com, whitebison.org, and the On Native Ground program from California for helping with this broadcast. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you again soon.